inside the Bormann bunker. Welcome everybody to this narrated video. Klovekorn the Relic Hunter here. And we are looking at and we are exploring the Martin Bormann bunker at the Obersalzberg. I was first here good 10-15 years ago, and in a recent video, which I encourage you to watch if you haven't seen it, on the Martin Bormann house ruins, I breeze over this bunker system, and it has always been my intention to post this video because what I was doing here is I was actually looking at the trash that was left behind. Two historians and archaeologists, someone's trash can in fact be our treasure. We can learn a lot from history, from the things that people leave behind. Let's not forget that in April of 1945, when the Obersalzberg was heavily bombed, the SS and the staff that were working there for Göring and Bormann and the Führer left in a hurry, and thereafter, of course, many of the houses were looted by people from Berchtesgaden and the surrounding area. But there are still some remnants to this day, and this is archaeological evidence that we can learn from potentially. And this is a portion of the Martin Bormann bunker, and in this video I'm spending a bit of time just looking at what has been dumped here. That's obviously quite modern. That's a modern piano that's been dumped there, but I just wanted to have another look at what is in here. Are there any remnants here from World War II? And this entrance has recently been found and identified by urban explorers. But yeah, at this time, there's my wonderful wife, Jerusha, coming in to partake of the action. And so, Martin Bormann, he was already the head of the Nazi Party Chancellery since May 1941. He had an enormous amount of control over the party. And he had spent more and more time at the Obersalzberg from about 1937 onwards, as I'm there going through the rubble. The Bormann House Villa was built between 1937 and 1938 under his direct oversight, and it was of course located uphill from Hitler's Berghof. They were essentially neighbors, and Bormann could see from his balcony who was coming and going to see Adolf Hitler. It was definitely a luxury type of accommodation. It was one of the more prominent buildings. It was exceptionally large. And on the RAF bombing raid on the 25th of April 1945, it was very heavily damaged. And then later on, the ruins were demolished and buried by the American occupation forces. Now we can see here, and thanks very much to LED Lenser. I've been using LED Lenser for many years, and you can see here this little torch that I'm using is just an astounding piece of LED technology. It literally brings light to the darkest spaces, and without it I would have been very much lost. And a little bit more about that later, because I have some special news about LED Lenser. Back to the Bormann tunnel system, in German called the Verbindungsstollen, and it was of course part of a much larger Obersalzberg underground bunker system. And he of course had access to this system from his house, and it featured a bit of a selfie there with me and the wife. Of course, that's why not? We're there, may as well do a bit of a selfie. It wasn't just a place as for protection during air raids, although that was definitely a requirement. It wasn't just a place to store sensitive materials and documents. It wasn't just a place, sleeping quarters for Bormann and his wife and children. No, the Bormann bunker was quite unusual because it housed an anti-aircraft early warning system. It was linked to the Berlin Reichschancellery. It was linked to Munich. It was linked to the flak command units. There was a very special early warning system that was commanded from this bunker, from the place we are looking at right now. This special early warning system was managed, and there were Luftwaffe radar stations here called Kugelblitz and Adlerhorst, and there was, of course, another famous system which I will be looking at in 2025, the Nebel system, which was designed to put the entire valley under fog, but it didn't work during the April raid. It was a major problem and caused severe death and destruction, and I will be looking at that this year in 2025. The anti-aircraft early warning system used a very special type of telemetry. It had this glass, and within the glass you could see lights, and the lights would blimp when a squadron of bombers were flying over certain areas within Bavaria, and it was the Bormann bunker that could see that and then respond accordingly, whether that was with flak, the famous 88s, or whether that was through other means such as disguising the whole valley in smog. Look at the size of this thing. This part of the exit of the Bormann bunker is easily, in terms of width, 3 times the size of the Hitler bunker system. Why is it so large? If anybody knows that, let me know. Possibly in that room they would have had perhaps a generator or something. This is obviously an area that's been collapsed. The SS in the final few days in April made sure that there was nothing left of most of these places, and it's more than likely that the SS blew this area to smithereens, and that part is quite unstable and quite dangerous. However, I'm there with my pinpointer, I'm there with my lead lenser, and I'm just having a look around. I'm having a look around, as you can see there, using the metal detecting pinpointer to see, is there anything that is worth looking at. A lot of the rubble has solidified, making it virtually impossible to recover anything that's there. The area where I'm digging at the moment was actually a utilities shaft, so there would have been cabling there, cabling for electronics, cabling for telephone lines, air ducts to bring in fresh air, to exhaust poor air. They had ducting for moisture, because of course without that bunkers get very moist, and some of these places, I mean the bunker next door for Eva and Adolf was very luxuriously appointed with bedding and soft materials and pillows and fabrics. You can't have that sort of thing inside of a bunker so deep inside of a mountain without a very efficient humidity extraction system. So all these types of things would have been in these utility channels. Now this is a very interesting find. This is some type of brick, fine clay brick. In Germany, they do things a bit differently. So for those people looking at this from other places in the world where the bricks are quite solid, Germans have always used these sort of aerated molds, yeah, that's the correct word, because of the greater insulative qualities. And while I was doing this, I saw there was something shining inside of this brick. Now, lead lenser come with an amazing range of torches that you can strap to your head or to your cap, and we are going to be investigating the lead lenser range of head torches, and in the future I will be wearing the latest lead lenser gear so that this portion of archaeological research will be more straightforward. But I'm lucky to have my handheld torch nonetheless. And you can see there a piece of glass. So that bit of glass would have come from the Bormann Villa. Most definitely. I was hoping that glass may have actually been part of the glass of the early warning radar system. I mean, it may very well be, but for those of you who are around this area, who are interested in this type of archaeology and history, who are looking for remnants of the early warning system, it had black written identities of the towns in the region. So the glass has this sort of written script on it. Very hard to find these days. Okay, so I've decided I've had enough of that room, and what I really came to see wasn't actually so much that. What I wanted to discover in this remnant, and you can see there's some of the burnt wood. So is that from the explosions afterwards? Is that from the bombing? Is that from the SS setting the place alight thereafter? All of the above, who knows? But it's interesting to see it's still there. What I came to see was this. Now, most people go, it's rubbish. And, it is rubbish. But I wanted to be sure. I wanted to be sure it's not something more important. Sometimes you can dismiss these things and do so and possibly be walking past something that is important to history. So in this section of the video, I'm actually going to have a bit of a look at what's there. So do it with me and look at that lead lenser torch, how it just lights up that whole tunnel. Brilliant. Having stabilized the torch and the camera, I'm now enveloped in mud. It's not very nice. I am wearing some protective gear. I'm obviously wearing a P2 mask. You can have some asbestos in these areas. I usually also check for volatile areas. Look, there's some sort of grate there. And some sort of tile there. P2 mask, and the P2 mask I'm wearing has active carbon, so it's even better at filtration. Safety first, everyone. Obviously wearing gloves. And this looks like some sort of fire brick. What else am I finding in this Bormann bunker? Now this is interesting. This looks like another fire brick. Note it's got 40 stamped into it. Now I investigated this. That could be a mold. The 40 may be, mold 40, or it could be the year 1940. If anyone knows, if anyone's seen that before, let us know what that is in the comments below. Also let us know what that space heater is, the white one that I've just jerked to the side. I'm suspecting that the fire bricks were within that thing. It doesn't look to me to be a World War II Wehrmacht issue space heater or any of those typical type of stoves. But they had a lot of variations. So if you're an expert on Wehrmacht stoves or barrack heaters, let us know. Or is that just something that somebody threw in there from the 1960s? There's obviously some air conditioning ducts. There's other bits and pieces. I'm just trying to have a look. I want to make sure that you and I and the people who love World War II history and have a lot of North Americans, a lot of people from the USA in particular who watch this channel, whose fathers or grandfathers fought here, and it's always worth having a look. Well, that was it. You don't need to do this anymore. Lead lenser, the new sponsor of Klovekorn the Relic Hunter. Great German company, the first in the world to commercialize LED torches, and more on that as we will go, and another plug here, I don't bring fear, I bring lead lenser. That is the official Klovekorn the Relic Hunter lead lenser slogan that I use. I am now an affiliate with Lead Lenser, and you can purchase all the products that I will be showing on this channel through the Klovekorn the Relic Hunter Lead Lenser affiliate program webpage. If you want to know what lead lenser torch I was using in this particular video, it was the P7 Core. It's a tiny torch, very, very powerful. I've had it for many years. It's just of incredible German engineering and quality, and that torch can be bought from the Klovekorn the Relic Hunter affiliate lead lenser page, link below.
Over dragon's teeth and wire, as oak leaves fall to ground, the sound of war inspires, but fate of will was drowned. The left undermines the value of truth so dearly lost. No sacrifice remembered by the heroes he did cross. A hero is born through ashes of former glory. A teacher rises high, in his eyes shines the story. In defiance of lies so told, in the tears of true hearts lost, from the shadows of the last bunker is Klovekorn the Relic Hunter.